right, 6 minutes after 11 o'clock. Once in a while, I get to speak to somebody I'm a fan of, Robin.
Yeah.
It's going to happen right now. We all learned the name Winston Groom when the movie Forrest Gump came out, right?
Yep.
But I had the audiobook. The audiobook of Forrest Gump, and Winston Groom narrated his own book. It was so awesome. I had him in the car.
How cool!
I did. I had Winston Groom in my car. I felt like it was back in the days when cassettes were the way you got audiobooks.
Oh.
And it was abridged, obviously. You wouldn't have the whole book on cassettes. But anyway, he's on the phone right now. He is the author of a new book called El Paso. It's an epic novel set during the 1916 Mexican Revolution. In addition to Mr. Groom being the author of Forrest Gump, he's also a Vietnam veteran. He served in the 4th Infantry Division. He is an historian, and you probably picked up on that from the whole Forrest Gump thing. He's a New York Times bestselling author, which I'm sure you knew that as well. And what an honor to say good morning and hello to Winston Groom. Good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Good. But did you enjoy being in my car? Because you were in my car for a long time.
Well, first of all, that was the whole book. That wasn't an abridged edition.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that. Okay.
And they had called me up and asked me, the people at Paramount, which owns Simon & Schuster, the publisher, if I would like to read Forrest Gump. And I said, why? They said, well, you have the accent. I said, no, that's not true. I've lived in Washington and New York and various places, and I got to think, why didn't they ask Tom Hanks to do it? And then I got to thinking real quick, well, he was going to charge him $10 million. Cheap.
Well, no, I love Tom Hanks. So don't take this the wrong way, but I really love the fact that the author read the book. I always like it when the author reads the book. But in your case, you do have the accent. Maybe you don't know it, but you do. And I loved it. It was very.
I tell you, I got there to the big Paramount Studios in New York about 10 o'clock in the morning, and they had a Broadway director to direct me. And the director said, why are you wearing that coat and tie? I said, that's what I wear in New York, 10 o'clock in the morning. He said, well, you can't do that because our equipment is so sensitive, it will pick up the sound of your tie rustling against your shirt. And so they made me take off my clothes and put me into a jumpsuit like a prisoner. And stuck me in a booth like the old quiz shows.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, gee.
And it was so bad, it was like after a while I asked for a Coca-Cola, and the red light went on, and the engineer said, Mr. Groom, would you put that Coca-Cola on the floor? We're picking up the fizz.
Oh, that is great. That is great. The fact that you're a historian plays a role in your books, and you do it with such. Oh my gosh, I love the way you do it. So is this any way similar? The new book, is it any way similar to what we've read before?
Well, no. I mean, I think, knowing a little history gives you a different dimension, or more of a dimension. But I have really, for the last 20 years, I've been writing actually nothing but history. But I like to occasionally drop characters in, sometimes as cameos. In this particular book, in El Paso, the new book, I dropped several characters in as cameos, and I liked them so much I left them in. And they worked.
So what's the name of your protagonist in this one?
Well, he's Colonel Shaughnessy is the main one, and his son, Arthur, who wound up on a big epic manhunt through the high Sierras after Arthur's 2 kidnapped children who were taken by Pancho Villa 100 years ago, actually this year. And so it's a I think, there's a lot of danger in it, and a lot of excitement, and a lot of people do a lot of things and develop their characters and carry on like novelists are supposed to carry on.
Yeah. And did you interject humor into this book?
I try to.
Yeah, I bet you did.
Every chance I get.
So does
in between the killing, you got to have some kind of levity,
And does Colonel, is it Colonel Shaughnessy? Is that his name?
Shaughnessy. Yeah, he was an Irishman. His father was an Irishman. He came over, bought Irish, came over, and made a lot of money during the Civil War, and he wound up being a big-time industrialist, a railroad owner from Boston, and owned a big estate of several million acres in Chihuahua, the state of Chihuahua in Mexico, where he raised cows. And that's all factual, actually, except for the name of Shaughnessy. Americans owned most of northern Mexico back in the late 19th century. The Harrimans owned it. They built railroads down there. The Guggenheims had big mines down there, and the Mexican government had sold them all this land because they were in a state of eternal war, and they couldn't provide the infrastructure. And so that's it's based loosely on historical facts.
As a researcher, was there anything that surprised you when you were searching out the facts as to what happened?
No. Nothing surprises me anymore. Okay. But things delight me, but they don't necessarily surprise me.
So do you spend much time down there in Mexico, or?
I have, but I wouldn't go down there today on a bet. I mean, if some gang will kidnap me and hold me for ransom.
Yeah, probably make you read another book.
Yeah, it was quite a dangerous place. Even the nice places are dangerous now, which is very unfortunate. But I have spent time there. I've been on the railroads down there, and it's a surprise that people think of Mexico. I don't know what they think of a desert, or they think of like Acapulco or something. And it's a big country, and it's a lot of interesting things. And it's not. It doesn't look like what most people expect it to look like.
And you have a bullfight in your book.
I do. I suppose that's politically incorrect these days, but I do have a bullfight in the book. I've been I read Hemingway's Death in the Afternoon many years ago, and I always wanted to put a bullfight in a book somewhere, and this one just happened to fall into place.
Well, I'm looking forward to reading this one. Are you going to do an audiobook of this one?
Actually, it's already done.
Oh, it is.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't know who did it, but the guy, I believe it's the same guy who's been doing my last couple of histories, and he's quite a good reader. Sometimes you get bad readers, and I had one, about 3 or 4 books back, and the fellow, he bit off words, and he swallowed things, and he tried to act out the part. He was an actor or something. So he tried to act out parts. He tried to talk like women and all this kind of thing, which is not what you want. You just want somebody to read the thing, and make it sound like good sense. But no, this is this was done. I don't know, a couple of months ago. It was I'm very pleased with it.
Well, I'm disappointed that it's not you reading it, but I'm sure we'll enjoy the book no matter what we do. Winston Groom, it is an honor. I am a fan. Thank you so much for taking time to be on our show. The book is called El Paso. How do we get the book? I guess everywhere books are sold, huh?
You can get it anywhere. You get it from Amazon. You can get it from your local bookstore. They can order it if they don't happen to have a copy. They should have a copy, and they ought to be ashamed themselves if they don't.
I have a quick Forrest Gump question. How surprised were you at the catchphrases that came out of that? Like a box of chocolates, like "Run, Forrest, Run." The catchphrases that came out of that movie, they're all over the place.
Well, that's not anything that I mean, do you actually think I would write something so trite as "Life is like a box of chocolates"? I would tell you, here's the way that went down. The only mention of chocolates in that book was the first line, which I wrote, where Forrest is the first line of the story, and Forrest is conducting a monologue, and he says, "Let me say this, being an idiot is no box of chocolates." Now, a screenwriter turned that on its head, and it now rolls off the tongue of billions of people.
Yeah,
which
sure.
I'm very pleased with. But I didn't say that. I take no credit for it.
Oh, that's funny.
But I'm glad it's there.
That's fine. And I did listen to the book, but I guess I just time has faded my memory of exactly what you wrote and what was in the movie. The two have.
Yeah, they probably merged.
Yeah, they became one. Thank you, Winston Groom. Thank you for being on the show with us today. That was fun.
Hey, thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
All right, we will be right back.
Hi, I'm Leah Caruso with Strive Rehabilitation, inviting you to join me Thursday at 11 a.m. for Health Matters. Ocala Health and Strive have teamed up to bring you the latest information on good health services available to you right here at home. This vital information will help you make informed decisions about your health. So don't forget to join me here at 11 a.m. Thursday. It's news you can use from Ocala Health, Strive, and your friends here at WOCA.
Hospice of Marion County has an urgent need for volunteers to share a conversation with someone, run errands, hold someone's hand. All you need is a willingness to help others. Our volunteers believe the blessings they receive far exceed the services they offer. Will you consider serving, caring, and making a difference? Call today, 873-7441. Hospice of Marion County, making more moments of life possible.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. On this Tuesday, areas of low clouds and dense fog giving way to some sunshine. It'll be unseasonably warm with a high of 80 to 84. And partly cloudy and mild Tuesday night with some fog around late tonight into Wednesday morning. Tuesday night's low between 58 and 63. Later Wednesday, some sunshine and warm, high 77 to 81. Thursday, intervals of clouds and sunshine and cooler with a high of 70 to 74. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Joe Lundberg.
Here's what you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
We are more motivated to walk when we're at an interesting destination. Boy, I agree with this, whether it's a park, down Main Street, or even at the mall. The people we sit next to at work, we now know they can have a huge impact on our performance. Our mucous membranes dry out on planes. We lose some of the food's aroma, but breathing more deeply as we eat on the plane will make a bland meal taste a whole lot better.
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
Stay informed on everything going on in the villages with the Village Spectator newspaper. The Village Spectator is exclusively devoted to the villages with news, commentary, and more. And yes, they have Tom's Picks, a free referral for people who are looking for a company to do work for them. Tom's Picks will refer the company that fits your needs, and all we ask is that you tell them where you heard about them. Call Tom's Picks at 804-1223 and pick up your copy of the Village Spectator today.
Now read Ocala Downtown newspaper online.
Hi, this is Vanessa Lane Jennings with the Jennings Law Firm, located here in beautiful Ocala. Join me every single Friday at 10:30 for Legal Lane. We'll be discussing various legal topics such as family law, criminal law, contracts, and much more. So this is your chance to call in with your legal questions and have them answered. That's every Friday, 10:30, right here, WOCA The Source.
Veterans are the foundation upon which our freedom is built. Listen to The Source, WOCA, each Thursday at 9 a.m. to Veterans News with Hank Whittier from Vets Helping Vets. You'll hear tributes, information on veterans issues, and stories that will make you laugh, cry, and feel proud. Veterans News always focuses on the military, past and present, and on our first responders. Veterans News is brought to you each week by Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens and Nursery, keeping you blooming